In this amazing edition of Photoshop tutorials, we will learn how to create this attractive shawarma flyer. We will explore how to create interesting background, add shadows to objects, work with text, add masking layers, and a whole lot of tricks and tips. So if it really sounds interesting to you, let's do it. Hello fellow creatives, my name is Daniel. To begin our project, let's set up a new document. To do this, head over to File, click on New Document. Here we have the opportunity to choose from Photoshop's preset dimensions, including recent sizes you have worked with. We will set a custom dimension for the purpose of this video. Click on Print, go to Preset Details, and rename the document as Shawarma Flyer. Next, change the units of measurement from pixel to inches. Set the width to 5 inches and height to 5 inches. Set the resolution to 300 pixels. You can change the default background color of your document here. I prefer to leave mine as white as it is. Click on Create when satisfied with the settings. Now it's time to create our background. Go to the Layer panel. In case the Layer panel is not displaying, go to Windows and check Lays. Now head over to the bottom of the Layer panel. Click on Create New Fill or Adjustment Layer. Select Gradient. Now click on Gradient to select colors. You can choose multiple colors with Gradient, but let's stick to only 2 colors. Double-click on the first color stop and select Color here. You might want to use this color code to follow along the video. Repeat same process with the second color stop. This section of the gradient will ensure that the 2 colors blend together smoothly. Now change the layer style from linear to radial. Click on Reverse. Click on Gradient again and increase the light part of the gradient by reducing the opacity of this stop. For our background to look interesting, we will place images and blend them into the background. There are basically 2 ways of doing this. The first method is by clicking on File, choose Place Embedded, and then go to where you will find the image on your computer, select and click Place. The image will be placed in your Photoshop project file. You can resize it by using the 4 corners to either scale it up or down. Click on the check mark icon when done. Next method is to locate the image anywhere on your computer, then by drag and drop it into the Photoshop project file. Use the same method to scale it up or down. Next step is to blend the image into the background. Click on the image layer in the layer panel, reduce the opacity here. Reducing the opacity will ensure that the image does not overshadow other important stuffs in the design. Now while the image layer is selected, move to the bottom and select Add Layer Mask. The layer mask will appear next to the image thumbnail layer here. This will enable us to clean areas of the image that we do not want in our design, especially the hard edges. We will now pick the brush tool. Set the foreground color to black. If your layer mask is set to black, set the foreground color to white. Reduce the opacity hardness of the brush here. Set brush hardness to a low value for a smooth edge. Increase or decrease the nib of the brush and start cleaning the edge of the image. Next, we are going to create a brush stroke across the middle. Drag and drop brush stroke into the project document, then use the corners to transform it. When satisfied with the size, you can now move it up or down to position it well. Alright, we want to change the color of the stroke. To do this, press and hold Ctrl key. Click on the small image icon in the brush stroke layer. It will display a short dotted line around it. Now, create a new layer above it then. With the new layer selected, press Alt plus Backspace to fill it with foreground color. You disable the former layer by clicking on the small eye icon here. Press Ctrl plus D to deselect the selection around the stroke. Introduce the logo in the top left corner here by dragging and dropping. Repeat previous methods of transforming image to a desired size. It is time to place of shawarma image. Locate the image on your computer, drag and drop it into the Photoshop project file. The image I'm using here comes with no background. Find link in video description below. If you want to know how to crop an image, check this video here. Now let's introduce some text. Select the text tool from the toolbar menu here and start writing your text. If you want to change the font, select the particular font and click on the character panel. If yours is disabled, go to Windows and check character. Now choose a font, change the color here. Click OK when done. Repeat same process for the rest of the texts.
I don't wanna risk it all again, but I don't wanna be on my own. It always goes much better in my head, but the feelings end up wasted. So I'm sorry for breaking down when you said you got me. I'm used to being let down, but I'm hoping if I'm falling too fast, then you'll catch me. You'll catch me. So I'm sorry that you